Hello Wargamers, it's me Cam from TableTopBanter, and today I have a video and a new series for you today. It's going to be called Hobby Hints, and this is the first episode, and basically I'm just going to show you a little insight into ways I make the hobby a little easier for me, little things I've learnt over the past 8 months now, and just the little things I'm doing to make my life a little bit easier. And today I'm actually going to go over something a little interesting. I have a few props by the side of me, so I'm actually going to show you, well not show you, I'm going to explain to you how I put my Citadel pots into dropper bottles. So I don't know how clear that is. I'm sort of going off a reflection in a window. But yeah, I put my Citadel paints in a dropper bottle because I find that this style of pot can be a bit of a pain when it comes to using an airbrush and mixing colours. So first of all, I bought I think 50 of these dropper bottles that come with 3 different components. You've got the main bottle, the dropper element to it, and also the lid. And I bought about 50 of them for £6 off eBay, and they were actually not such a bad quality. I have actually used a couple already. It is something I only finished doing tonight, and it took me the best part of 3 hours to convert 30 paint pots. Well, I think I had 28, and now they're all in dropper bottles. And I've got to say, I'm really pleased. Now, I'll just explain to you how I did it. First of all, I took my Citadel paint pot, like the one we have here. This one is obviously a wash, and I keep my shades in here because they're actually easier to use like that. And I took the paint pot, and the first thing I did was add 15 to 20 drops of thinner, depending on how much was in the bottle. And I used the Vallejo airbrush thinner. And I just put 15 to 20 drops of that in and popped in a 5p piece, though I would really recommend using something a bit smaller, like a nut from a nut and bolt. And I just gave it a really big shake, and this allowed me to loosen up all the paint that was left on the edges, stuff like that, and allowed me to put it in sort of get it more to a liquid state so that I could get it into one of these. What I then did was blue tacked the bottom of the paint pot to a surface and just let it drip into my drop bottle for about 5-10 minutes. Because the paint was a bit thinner, because it had been aggravated, it just rolled straight into the dropper bottle, and then I just had to sort of clean up the edges, and I snipped the label off of the bottle and took it down and just stuck it on. And now I have 28 of those. Now I did actually get 25ml bottles just in case I wanted to get 2 of one colour and pour them in, which is more than enough, but the actual Citadel pots are deceivingly small. I had a little look, and I'm just going to check that I was right. I do believe you only get 12ml of liquid. Yeah, you only get 12ml in one of these. Now in the Vallejo dropper bottles you get 17ml, and in the ones I have you'll have 25, space for 25. So you can get 2 Citadel paint pots into one of these. Although with a bit of thinner on that, I suppose it's possibly a bit more. But really, I'm just thought this is a good first episode for the Hobby Hints, because by doing this I've allowed myself a lot of ease with the airbrush. So before I was having to scoop paint out, I tried using the little what are they called, pipettes, but they're useless. They drag up paint but they don't shoot it back out again, even if it's thinned, so you just end up with a ton of wasted paint in a pipette. So instead I decided just to transfer it over the dropper bottles, and it's made my life a lot easier for the airbrushing side of things and for storage, because they're also smaller. And it really was an eye-opener for how little paint you get in a paint pot. I basically cleared out a brand new paint pot and it filled it up halfway. I thought, like, that's just, yeah, for the money I spent on it, it's not worth it. So I am considering just making the change to Vallejo. But if I stick on my Citadel, thinning it down and putting it in a dropper bottle is a good idea. Because I do like the Citadel paints when they are thinned. They're actually really nice to apply. And now I've got an easier job of it. So I hope you found this helpful. It really isn't that expensive, and it really isn't that difficult. It takes a bit of your time, but like I said, I found it worth it so far. And I don't even use the airbrush that religiously, so I could definitely see it being useful for people who are more into mixing paints and using an airbrush. So I really hope this was helpful for you. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment below. Let me know what you thought. Do you do it? Is this something you've been thinking about doing, and it's been a bit scary, or do you like the Citadel paint pots? If so, why? Because I don't quite understand why you would. They seem to dry up really easily. They constantly need a clean. You can't put them straight into an airbrush, and they're too small. and they take up way too much space. So I haven't found a positive side to their design yet. But you know what? Never mind. Easy to fix, obviously, as I've said. So yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know how you get on with it. And there are two important links to click in the description below. The first, of course, is to the blog. Go and see what Harry's been doing. I know he's put up recently his little escapades with his 3D printer. I won't ruin the story, so it's all there. And also, the other link is the Legion of Gamza Facebook page. So I would definitely go and check that out for plenty of varied content from a variety of producers in the nice little community that we have. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. It's been me, Callum, from TabletopBanter. Don't forget, have fun.